Welcome back to the channel. We're in the kitchen today with Dakota. She is our bestie. She is 13 years old right now, and we are going to be showing you how to make one of our vet approved dog foods. This one is using bone broth, and there are so many benefits to bone broth. The bone broth benefits include digestive, joints, liver cleansing, nutritional value for their skin and their coat, and many others, their joints. There is just so much benefits to the bone broth in your dog food. I'm going to show you how we do our bone broth, and we will talk about some of the bone broth benefits more as we go through the cook. We are going to start making our bone broth with beef marrow bones. So we have 12 beef marrow bones here that we have picked up at the local butchers. And we will start by baking these or braising them. We will braise them in our Breville. It's our Breville Smart Pro air fryer. And if you've seen some of our other videos, you will see that we just recently got this. In fact, I'll put the unboxing up here, but it is an excellent appliance that we have added. But we're going to add this over into the air fryer and we're going to preheat it at 450. Okay, we are going to take our beef marrow bones out and we will bring these over to our workstation. They are hot. Look at the bubbles. That is all flavor. The reason that we're braising them is for the flavor. So if you were making the bone broth for human consumption, the same thing, when you braise it, it's going to bring out more flavor. We're doing this for Dakota, but we also want her food to have a very good flavor, as well as all of the nutritional value that is in the bone broth. So we have a stock pot here that has approximately 2 quarts, a little bit over 2 quarts of water in it. And we're going to be adding our bone marrow bones to this, as well as all of the juices that have come off of that. Now, you guys might say, yeah, that's fat. And a lot of it is, but that is also very good for your dog. And you don't want to give them a lot of fat, but in moderation. That's the word I was looking for. But look how good that Breville braised these bones. We are really having a good time, and it didn't heat up the whole kitchen either. We're having a really good time with this Breville Smart Smart Pro air fryer. I'm gonna let these cool just a little bit. They're stuck, and I don't want to tear the foil and lose any of our juices. While this cools a little, I want to tell you about what we're going to be adding to our bone broth. We're going to be adding celery. This is turmeric. This is turmeric that we grew. You can use fresh turmeric or you can use the powdered turmeric. Turmeric has a lot of good values for your dog as well, for those joints and also for as antioxidants. So very good. We're also adding some ginger. The ginger is good for their digestive and just all good things for your pooch. These are coming unstuck pretty good. We're going to add these right over to our stock pot. We will be boiling these for a good long time. So making bone broth is very easy, but it does take a little while to get all of those nutrients out of the bone and into the water so that you can consume it, or you can feed it to your pup. So we got all of our bones unstuck. We will be pouring all of these juices from these bone marrow in here. You see, I made myself a little spout there. We'll get all of that in there. That is all flavor and extra nutrition for your dog as well. Okay, now we will be adding our ingredients here. Did I tell you we had a few bay leaves? We do. We have a few bay leaves. We're going to throw those in as well for flavor. We will remove them. We will not feed those to the dog, but they're in there for flavor for the dog. Huh, I'm just going to use my fingers. I mean, God give us this tool, the best tool.
Now, don't you strain this at the end anyhow? So none of these solids actually end up in the broth, right? It's just all liquid.
It will be all liquid. You can, by all means, use the vegetables if you want to, but we will be straining it.
And I guess we just let that simmer for several hours.
This will simmer for many hours. So I'm going to have it cooking for a minimum of 8. 12 is where I like to be. That I know that that's a very long cook, but the longer you cook these bones, the more nutrition that pulls out or seeps out of the bones into your broth. So we're going to get to cooking. Our bone broth has been cooking for approximately 6 hours. You can cook this longer if you would like. I would not suggest cooking it 24 hours. You just don't need that long with it. If you were cooking this in an Instapot, you could cut your time very much in half. So if you have an Instapot, you may want to try that. The bone broth is beautiful. Look at the color on that, and it smells so good. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to remove everything that is in here, and we will be setting this to the side, and then we will be straining our broth. So, we don't want any of this in there. There's still some meat on these bones. You could eat this meat, or you could put the meat in your dog food. This is all human grade. So you could also use this if you wanted to experience the benefits of bone broth. I've removed all the bones. I did get some of the celery out, but I'm going to sit this over on the counter, come back with a strainer, and we're going to strain the rest of this broth. Okay, so I have a wire mesh strainer. That's what you'll want to use to remove all of the vegetables and the little giblets and stuff out of your broth. So you will just pour this over your strainer. Look at that. Look at the color of that, folks. This is a lot of broth.
Drink that.
You can drink this. Oops, I left the bone. You could absolutely drink this.
Puppy's gonna love that.
It smells so good too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let this cool. Then we're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. What will happen is all the fat in this broth will harden on the top. And then tomorrow we will remove it. We don't want our dog to have the extra fat. She's 11 years old and she's less active. So she has a couple extra pounds, kind of like me. But she doesn't need that. Not only that, but it's a little harder on her pancreas or a dog's pancreases to process that fat. Also, if they had colitis, you definitely wouldn't want to give them the fat. It's just harder for them to digest. So we're going to stick this in the refrigerator. Then we're going to come back and skim it, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, we have gotten our bone broth out of the refrigerator, and you can see where the fat has congealed onto the top. Now, ours did not have that much fat in it, but depending on what kind of bones that you use, you may have a lot more than this. So we're going to skim this fat off. I think I said yesterday that Dakota I think I said she was 13, which is correct. But another place, I think I said she was 11. That was just wishful thinking, guys. Dakota is 13. So she has given us more years to enjoy her than what they say a German Shepherd's life expectancy is. And I would like to think that that is because of the way that we have fed her. So I have skimmed our broth and I've just put some in a bowl and a cup just so that you guys can see exactly how it looks. It's hard to get a good look at it in the big bowl. But this turned out perfect. This is human grade, so you guys can drink this. It's great for the benefits, many benefits. It is much better than what you buy in the store because you do not have any additives. Because you don't have any additives and preservatives, it doesn't keep very long in the fridge. So it will keep 5 to 7 days in the fridge. If you make a big quantity like I did, well, then you'll want to freeze anything that you don't consume in 5 to 7 days. We serve this over Dakota's food, and we also use some of it in her homemade food when we make it. The real test with this bone broth, though, is does Dakota like it? So let's see what she thinks about it. The recipe will be down in the description, as well as all the benefits for your dog. Same benefits are good for you as well. So if you wanted to consume this, by all means, please do. She loves it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit notifications so that you'll get our recipes as they post. And until next time, stir the pot.